Movie night back with another Cadillac. I'm your host, Easy. Welcome to Car Language, and let's give y'all an update on how my 2016 Cadillac Escalade has been treating me, or treated me for the last 25,000 miles, 20 to 25,000 miles, something like that. We've definitely put in a lot of mileage within the past year. It's been 13 months of ownership. So congratulations, it's been over a year. So far so good, no regrets. Maybe two options I wish I would have opted for when looking for one of these. I definitely recommend it because on my way to DMV, I was renewing my license, and on my way back home, I was like, kind of getting my words together for the video, and I said I would mention, I'm thinking I was going to mention like the four-wheel drive, how I didn't really need that. It handles really good on wet surfaces, etc. Then we hit a curb, and as y'all know, you watch my previous videos, y'all know I'll be wilding sometimes. So we didn't hit a curb, literally. Like, we just kind of hugged the curb, and it was kind of a slight hill. So it was a curb, and it was a turn, a right turn, and it was it was curvy type, and then it kind of went downhill a little bit, and I lost it, and I had to get it back. And there was a back tailspin. So I didn't lose control. I almost did, but it wasn't crazy. It was just like and you know how it is. A slight slip in a big truck, you kind of get nervous. So that happened. It was funny too, because there was a Hellcat wide body behind me, and he was going real slow. As much horsepower as that car has, he was going real slow, and I'm just watching him. I'm like, yo, you better go slow, because any any excess of acceleration of the throttle, and you're gonna be all over the place. And look what happens. I make a turn, and I'm not all over the place, but I almost lost it. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting the four-wheel drive option. Definitely get that. That's a must. And another thing too that I would definitely recommend getting is retractable step. I love the way the Cadillacs look. I've been looking, it's rare you don't see a lot of these out there. You definitely see enough. And when you do see the platinum version, or let's say one with that option where it has the retractable step, it looks real clean. That's one kind of regret. And as of y'all know, if y'all watch my previous videos, I debadge my cars. I tend to, do a couple things to them and make them look better but subtle. It won't be like major changes. I like that, and I feel like that's one option that does make the Cadillac Escalade look a lot better. I'm not complaining, it still look good, but you see it pops out. At least it matches with the rest of the chrome on the truck. But again, a retractable step would have looked a lot cleaner. Other than that though, she's been real good as far as maintenance. No maintenance at all. Pardon me. Maintenance, oil changes, tire rotations. I had to change my battery. I stepped in here one day and it wasn't cutting on. I got scared because you hear a lot of issues. Again, shout out to the homie Tough Guy 40. He definitely been commenting on what he's done to his, and that's great. There's certain things to look out for. Unfortunately, my warranty is up because we done put some mileage on the truck. We done put 20 to 25,000 miles. That's, I called the other day to have my transmission looked at because I thought it was a transmission issue. It was kind of feeling heavy, but I guess that was loss of power due to the battery. I hope, up until now. But I was looking to doing my research, because that kind of scared me a little bit. And, Tough Guy 40 letting me know what's up with his. It kind of got me in defense on whether this was a good purchase or not. But again, we haven't had any issues. So far, so good. Again, that kind of scared me a little bit. So we did our research, and let's say, God forbid, something does happen. Like the new model was out, so this stuff is now becoming cheaper. And again, I have great mechanics on deck that's willing to kind of put me on and let me know, hey, rather than buying a Cadillac part, you could probably buy a Tahoe part. It's the same thing. So hopefully we could kind of get away with stuff like that. I'm here drinking low. You know, it's 1 o'clock. I guess, what's that? Like early happy hour? You must know Buchanan with secret juice. I ain't gonna tell you what that is. I'll put it in the video and y'all find out that way. But yeah, definitely worth the purchase. Comfortable. I went to New York and back with it. I'll do a separate video on that. Got a lot of info on how is it long haul. And fuel. Fuel has dropped a little bit, so we definitely feel better. But again, it doesn't burn as much as you would think. I definitely recommend this as a all-around SUV. That's why I never really purchased something like a Highlander. My wife is dying for a Highlander. And the other day, she keep talking about it. And I asked her, I said, do you really want to go from an Escalade to a Highlander? Like, I don't think so. And she said, yeah, I really love the Escalade. So that's that. But it's an all-around great vehicle. I noticed it was getting a bit dirty on right here on the armrest. You know, the kids usually sit in the back. The leather so far so good. Everything is maintaining part. I don't want to show you the floor because it's a little dirty. You know, you got the fall is in, winter about to come in, so there's a lot of leaves everywhere. I definitely got to vacuum it. The Escalade hardly gets driven when it's out here in Georgia. This is strictly for long haul and, you know, errands purposely. As y'all can see, let's do a little walk around. Tires are still fresh. Paint's still fresh. She's a bit dirty, it's raining. Tires. And she looks real good. Looks real good. No scuffs at all. Look at the leather. This is where I sit, where everybody, you know, the drivers sit. So y'all can see she could use a bit of a deep cleaning, but it still looks good. Look at the doors. I know, I need a vacuum. Again, I'm doing this video before I go out on the road. She look good. She look real good. I mean, I be driving this like a coupe too. For the most part, I keep the rear third row seats down. But and look at the roof. Everything look good. You know, couple scuffs. Again, expect that when you got kids. So we hardly drive it. So we bought it within between 50 to 55,000 miles. And now we at 74,000. So we done put roughly a little over 20,000 miles. Again, no issues at all. Ride's great. I make sure I rotate my tires. I check my oil. I do my oil changes in between 500 to 1,000 miles before it's time to service it. Definitely recommend doing that. And, you know, we do our best to make sure everything is tip-top. Again, I love the truck. I wish I would have stayed with my Camaro, but as you guys, if you saw my previous video on why I sold my Camaro, you would know that the Camaro wasn't the perfect fit for the family. Definitely recommend this truck. Definitely recommend doing your research and making sure that the history report comes with the SUV. I actually saw that on this truck. I forgot what it said. I didn't really see anything being swapped or having to be fixed majorly. It was the last person who had a lease, and he released it. So one owner, 50-something thousand miles. Not bad. I kind of like that. And again, when I got it, it had brand new tires. Again, go check out that review. It had the interior is immaculate in here. Everything looks well put together. No scuffs on the leather. You know, anything that has happened to it or looks out of place is the kids. I blame it on them. And, you know, women are, with all due respect, respectfully, some women, not all, some women tend to be less careful than we are, than us men are, when it comes to, you know, doing things. Like, I'm constantly taking trash up out of here, constantly, you know, shaking the rugs, you know, stuff like that. But as far as like real stains or anything, it's definitely held up pretty good. And I was a bit nervous with the butter seats, you know, and having kids, and I haven't put the doors in here. I got another truck for that. But do I recommend this truck? Definitely. Just, you know, be sure, just in case, like any other car, you definitely want to have a nice little stash just in case something happens when you're dealing with luxury cars, due to the fact that there's a lot more sensors and they tend to be a bit more sensitive. Something like a Camry, let's say, or even a Tahoe is more rugged. So, you know, with more sensors, let's say like the high beams and the automatic windshield wipers, stuff like that. We got the storage in the middle, that button, you know, that opens up that storage in the middle, stuff like that. You got these pockets that open, you know, stuff like that. Feels like after a while you might have issues with it. So you, like I said, again, you want to have a nice little stash. Again, shout out to my boy Tough Guy 40 for putting us on to how it is owning a SUV and what to maybe look for in owning a Cadillac Escalade. Love it, no regrets. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, more content coming soon. Car Language.